Well, it's over. Season ended. One and done in the playoffs. The Minnesota Vikings lose to the New York Football Giants at home at US Bank Stadium. First playoff game hosted by this team in 5 years. Final score 31-24. Very disappointing. And the entire organization, from the front office, down to the coaching staff, down to the players, as you made your way back from the field to your barracks, it's a short trip for you. It's in your own stadium after all. Go ahead and pack it up. Nothing left to see here. And we'll talk about individuals as far as aging veterans that the team should look to move on from, as well as positions that need to be addressed this offseason via draft and free agency. We'll talk about that, of course, later this offseason. But in my opinion, two individuals that should be at the forefront for this organization to say, okay, we need to move on ASAP. We'll start with defensive coordinator Ed Donatell. 31 points allowed to go along with 431 yards given up. 142 of those yards were allowed on the ground. No resistance to New York. Danny Dimes when he would complete a pass. The gap between his receiver and the next closest Vikings defender was about as wide as Mall of America to US Bank Stadium. Hell, you need a train to get there. And whenever Daniel Jones would get outside the pocket, no one was around, so an easy scramble and first down for him. And the shell defense, I cannot wait for this to be over with. Actually, I don't have to wait for it to be over with. The season is done. He will for sure be fired, Ed Donatell. But the shell defense, how many times did we see last night alone? Forget the fact the rest of the season, but Set Hut, Vikings defenders, backpedaling and backpedaling and backpedaling into the abyss, leaving the flats completely unaccounted for. And the Giants offense, Brian Daboll, took advantage of that every single chance that they got. Isaiah Hodgins last night, 105 yards and a touchdown. Darius Slayton, 88 yards. Saquon Barkley, 6 yards per carry. I mean, it should be a crime that Ed Donatell was allowed to make a ton of money for being some butt ass at his job. Now think about that. Let that sink in for a second. You in your professional career, think about how hard it is that you work. Might have a manager breathing down your neck, stressing you out. Coworkers filled with drama. You're trying to keep yourself together to do the best that you can in order to ultimately do what? Provide for yourself and your family, right? And then look at Ed Donatell, living the lavish life, fat and happy, probably got a big ass house that he doesn't deserve, not off of this year's performance anyway, eating caviar, drinking the finest wine whenever it is that he wants to. And part of that blame should be on the shoulders of head coach Kevin O'Connell. This defense has been a problem all season long. Donatell should have been fired at least mid-season at the earliest. Instead, you allowed it to continue. How many times did we say, bro, your corners, they're playing soft coverage, 6-7 yards off pre-snap? Why don't you blitz more often than you do? Why is it that every quarterback, despite how bad they look before playing this team, going up against your defense, they're the combination of Peyton Manning and Tom Brady and Joe Montana in their prime. They're that combination against your defense every single time. Why is that? And instead, you allowed this to continue, Kevin O'Connell. Your inaction told me that you were perfectly content with the job that Donatell and this defense did. And the second individual, Kirk Cousins. I defended this man last night on Twitter, especially after that, 4th and 2 play to TJ Hawkinson to keep the drive alive, a deep shot to Hawk, and a great catch, and did a wonderful job as far as absorbing the hit and still holding onto the football. Tough play by him. But not only last night, but also the last couple of years to where I'm like, yo, the national hatred towards this guy is unwarranted. He gets a lot more flack than he deserves. Yes, he can be annoying, but he had a head coach before this one that did not like him, a system that was not tailored to his talents. He has all that figured out right now, and he's going to prove the haters wrong. Okay, fine. But last night, the final play of the final Vikings offensive possession, 4th and 8. Kirk Cousins, your legacy as a Minnesota Viking is in this one play. 4th and 8. Not even the game. The season is on the line. 4th and 8. Check down to TJ Hawkinson for 2 or 3 yards. Game over. And I said this after the Lions game. I can't remember if it was 3rd and long or 4th and long, whatever it was, but a similar situation to where Kirk, he checked the ball down. And I said, if you cannot do this in the playoffs, if you do end up doing that type of play in the playoffs, your team is not going to go very far. And if you shrivel up and catch a tight butt, then waive your no trade clause and go somewhere. And we can talk about the defense all we want to. Both things can be true. Yes, the defense, they sucked ass. Ed Donatell should be fired immediately. But also, Kirk Cousins, in the biggest moment of your career, you soiled yourself. Where was the heart? Case Keenum in 2017, he got paid $2 million that year. He had more heart than Kirk Cousins did last night. The Minneapolis Miracle game, final play. He understood, Case Keenum, that you got to go for broke here. It's now or never. Either we move on or we lose. The season is on the line. Screw it. Stephon Diggs, he's out there somewhere. I'm going to heave it up to him, and he's either going to make this play or, damn it, at least I tried. I did the best that I could. And Kirk Cousins, now Case Keenum got paid $2 million in 2017. Kirk Cousins this year, $40 million. That's the best that you could do. Dude, I feel so stupid defending this guy. All the outside criticism that's been directed towards you, Kirk Cousins, you validated it all with that one play. So Phil Mackey, Judd Zolgad, Declan Goff, they were right this whole time. And here's what we're not going to do. We're not going to sit here and say, well, what more could he have done because of the defense? So that gives him a free pass on 4th and 8. This isn't rocket science here. 4th and 8, the season is on the line. Here's an idea. Throw the ball at the sticks or beyond to continue the drive to give your team a chance to win. Instead, you check the ball down. That's what we're doing right here. He gets a free pass because of that? No. 5th year in Minnesota. You've been in the league for how long now? You're a grown-ass man. That was weak. That was soft. When it comes to Ed Donatell and Kirk Cousins, I'm super good. Let's move on. Peace.